One last question. Do you have any advice on supplements? Because I've heard a lot of conflicting things on what supplements to take.
Most of them are a complete waste of money. If a person is eating properly to begin with, a lot of the supplements aren't going to make much of a difference. For example, something really basic like a multivitamin, if you're getting adequate amounts of vegetables and fruits, eating a lot of meat, you're probably getting everything that you need right there. Creatine monohydrate is one that is kind of iffy with people. I think if a person's eating enough meat to begin with, they probably won't benefit much from the creatine. That's also one that, depending on the person, some people get some gastrointestinal distress from it. So that's one that you have to be careful with. Fish oil is probably one of the only things that I really would recommend that people take. Other than that, I'm not a big fan of supplements. I think most of them are overhyped, overpriced, and really don't make nearly as much of a difference as just eating and training properly well.
Quick question. What do you recommend for your range for your time under tension before you move up on weight?
Varies completely between individuals. And rather than focus specifically on the time or the repetitions, what I would do is have a person try to shoot for as much as they can with a weight that is maybe 75 to 80% of what they can lift once. It varies from person to person. For the average person, this is going to be about 10 repetitions, or about a mid-range is maybe about 60 seconds or so. Some people are going to do better with less. Some people are going to do better with more. If a person has more fast twitch fiber, if a person is physically capable of pushing a little harder, they might need to cut the times shorter. If they have more slow twitch fibers, if they do a little bit better with longer time, they fatigue more slowly, they might do a little better with longer time. There's one way of actually testing this over time though. If a person needs a shorter time or less repetitions, you'll see that they consistently get to a particular level and get stuck there. But if you increase the weight, even if they haven't hit their target, they're able to do more. For example, if you start somebody with 10 repetitions, but they really are put together in such a way that they would do better with something like in a 7 or 8 range, you'll find they typically get stuck at 7 or 8, but anytime you add weight, they can keep hitting that number. On the other hand, you have some people who do better with higher repetitions. And in that case, what you'll find is if they get to 10 and you increase the weight, they drop way down. Whereas if you get up to 12, 13, 14, or whatever is appropriate for them, when you add weight, they'll still stay in the same range. So somebody who would benefit from a shorter time under load or a shorter repetition range will typically get stuck at a particular number, but still be able to hit that consistently with small weight increases. Somebody who would do better with longer time or with a higher repetition count will typically have a significant drop in reps if you go up at a lower repetition, but if you wait till they get to higher repetitions, they're able to stay in that range with moderate increases. For most people, when you're ready to go up in weight, it's best to go up in a little bit smaller increments. Rough guideline would be about 5% or 5 pounds, whichever is less. Now, even when a person's starting out, they might be capable of going up faster than that, but beginning, it's better to be a little bit more conservative because it's going to help you establish correct form as you gradually build up the intensity. For somebody who's been training for a while, it's unrealistic to go up more than 5% at a time, and even that for some people might be a little bit of a stretch.